Flip it. You're like the kitten in the litter that wakes up before all the others. Dad opened one eye and looked at me. I leaned in and licked his nose. Arg! I thought you were going to give me a kiss on the cheek, he said. I wiggled under the sheets. No, Dad, I am a kitten, remember? You just said. That isn't quite what I meant, Dad said. He hugged me under the covers and asked what I wanted for breakfast. Since you're up so early, may as well eat. I want pancakes, I told Dad as he lifted me onto the floor. Pancakes, eh? That's a big job for just one dad to take on, he said, spreading the quilt flat over the bed. I'm going to need some help. At that, I stood still in my red pajamas with the train cars on them. Help Dad cook? Use the stove? I'd gotten burned on the stove before, yanking the handle on a pan of bacon and splashing some grease onto my fingers. Suddenly, I couldn't move. I wiggled my toes just to make sure I hadn't turned to stone. Mew, I said. Dad seemed to notice that I was scared. It's okay, Jack. I'll help you, you know, but I can't do it all alone if we're going to make pancakes enough for a hungry kitten and his dad, too. He took my hand and we walked downstairs together. In the kitchen, Dad took out the ingredients from the pantry. Flour, sugar, baking powder, oil. I opened the fridge and handed him the milk and 2 eggs. The recipe only called for 1, but I dropped one onto the floor. Never mind, kiddo. No big deal, Dad said, and handed me a rag to wipe up the yolk. I cracked the other egg into the mixing bowl and helped whisk the batter together while Dad heated up some oil in a skillet. I stood on my little footstool when he poured the first ladleful of pancake into the pan. Ready to flip it, champ? Dad, no, that's the scariest part. I got burned the last time I touched a pan. Well, you won't ever get over it if you don't try again, will you? And this happens to be part of the pancake making process where I need the most help. Little bubbles began to pop up in the middle of the pancake on the stove. The edges of it were turning brown. Dad handed me a spatula and I squeezed the handle while I stared at my breakfast, about to burn unless I acted fast. My stomach felt like it was full of little birds flapping around, and I remembered for a second the blister I got from the bacon grease burn. And then, with one hand, I gripped the handle of the skillet. I am a chef, I said, and flipped my pancake over with a slap and a sizzle as the uncooked side hit the pan. You did it! Dad gave me a high five. You want to do the rest of them? No, I said. I hopped from my stool and ran to set the table.